was 8 rounds of gunfire, ending a bus fare dispute at this downtown Decatur MARTA station that left MARTA driver Leroy Ramos dead.
Let's just be clear about that. This is what this is about. $2.50.
A witness recorded cell phone video that shows Ramos getting into an argument with 3 teenagers who refused to pay the bus fare. One teen threatened to spit on Ramos, while another MARTA employee is seen holding him back before the teen in the red hoodie pulls a gun out and appears to shoot Ramos several times.
I'm Collie Greenwood, General Manager and CEO of MARTA. On Friday evening, Mr. Leroy Ramos, a member of our bus operations team, was murdered while on the job. He was new to MARTA, having joined us last October, but had already established himself as a friend to many of his co-workers.
Leroy Ramos was working his regular bus loop for the Metropolitan Atlanta Rapid Transit Authority when 3 teenagers who did not want to pay the $2.50 bus ticket shot him dead because of that.
Police say someone shot Ramos over a $2.50 fare on the sidewalk at the Decatur station Friday night. It was Chelsea, and this whole situation, it was just an absolute tragedy. This shooting happened on Friday night, right about where that bus is situated right there, and that's where there's a memorial set up for Leroy. His family and friends talked highly of him today and says he was a provider and a hard worker.
A day which was supposed to be a nice day where Leroy did his job as a MARTA driver, as he always does for the past couple of months, ended up with him gunned down by 3 teenagers. Leroy Ramos, a husband and father of 1, was shot and killed for something extremely silly. The teenage killers went into hiding immediately after the incident, causing police to start a statewide manhunt for them. What was the actual reason why the teenagers kill Leroy? Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories. This story will be taking us to Atlanta, Georgia, a city where MARTA is an important means of transportation. Formed in 1971 as strictly a bus system, the Metropolitan Atlanta Rapid Transit Authority, MARTA, bus is a public transportation service in the Atlanta, Georgia area. MARTA also operates rail and streetcar services. Leroy Ramos, age 47, grew up in New York. He got married to his lovely wife Monique Ramos and they had a child together. Leroy was described as a beloved husband and father. He was said to be a great provider for his family. Leroy, who recently married in 2023 to his high school sweetheart, decided to move to Atlanta with her and their child for a smoother lifestyle. He got a job with MARTA and he kept living his life as a nice and great person, which he was. On January 3, 2025, while Leroy was working around Decatur, he encountered some young boys who got on the bus but did not want to pay the $2.50 which was required. An argument ensued between them and things went down the hill from there. One of the teen boys ended up firing 7 times, striking him 3 times. This is the video of the incident. Go with it. Colin Greenwood, the CEO of MARTA, addressed the incident too. Leroy was rushed to the hospital where he eventually died of his injuries.
I'm Colin Greenwood, General Manager and CEO of MARTA. On Friday evening, Mr. Leroy Ramos, a member of our bus operations team, was murdered while on the job. He was new to MARTA, having joined us last October, but had already established himself as a friend to many of his co-workers. We are mourning and saddened by this unprecedented tragedy at MARTA. MARTA police acted swiftly. 2 of the suspects were arrested and charged the same day, and the 3rd suspect was in custody a few days later. I have every confidence that justice will be served. It's not a secret there's been an uptick in violence towards transit operators nationwide, and in fact, an uptick in violence towards people nationwide, with once routine interactions often escalating into crimes. This was the case on Friday, and like so many public interactions, did not need to escalate. We're devastated at the senseless tragedy that occurred on Friday. I want to reassure you that we at MARTA work hard every day to ensure our system is safe and that there are strict policies and procedures in place designed to protect our operators and customers from violence. But as the horrific video circulating demonstrates, we all have more work to do. And we openly invite our transit union leadership to participate in achieving this commitment. Our frontline workers are the backbone of this organization, and MARTA leadership and police will keep working to protect and support our operators and ensure they are well trained to calmly communicate and diffuse potential conflicts before they intensify. To the family, witnesses, and co-workers, we stand with you in sorrow, in grief, and in dedication to a safer future for all.
Fox 5's Eric Mock joins us now from the scene with the latest on this investigation. Eric, how did this happen?
Yeah, Courtney Russ, MARTA Police Chief Scott Creer tells us it happened in this bus loop on the sidewalk here on Swanton Way. And he says, when that happened, the 3 people got into an argument with a bus driver about paying the fare. Creer says that argument escalated and one of the 3 suspects shot the bus operator 3 times. And that man unfortunately died on the way to the hospital. Now, Creer says MARTA Police and Decatur Police responded to the Decatur MARTA station at around 6:30 tonight. They've already been able to arrest 2 suspects, but the 3rd person is still on the run. Creer says luckily they have strong video evidence of the shooting. He says it's just tragic that an argument over bus fare would lead to a driver losing his life.
Unfortunately, there are individuals in our community that feel like they want to answer with firearms in a dispute. So until our society decides that that's not the way to resolve issues, I think we're going to continue to see this violence. So my heart goes out to the family and to the community because this senseless violence has to stop.
It was 8 rounds of gunfire, ending a bus fare dispute at this downtown Decatur MARTA station that left MARTA driver Leroy Ramos dead.
Let's just be clear about that. This is what this is about. $2.50.
A witness recorded cell phone video that shows Ramos getting into an argument with 3 teenagers who refused to pay the bus fare. One teen threatened to spit on Ramos, while another MARTA employee is seen holding him back before the teen in the red hoodie pulls a gun out and appears to shoot Ramos several times. MARTA told me it has a strict stance on de-escalation and all operators are trained to not respond beyond their scope of their position as bus and transit operators to protect operators and passengers. But for more than 2 years, the union and drivers have voiced concerns about safety.
The person threatened to kill me. He had a gun, he showed it to me. My life is flashing before my eyes at this point.
LeBaron Morgan was not only fired, but MARTA filed charges against him after he says he responded in self-defense during a 2021 incident when an unruly passenger pointed a gun at him. John Harrison told me he was also fired and charged for defending himself against an aggressive transit rider.
I wasn't trying to knock the fella off the platform. I was just defending myself.
A former bus driver, Yolanda Martin, says she retired early because driving just wasn't safe.
When those concerns fall on deaf ears, that's a red flag.
2 of the teens were apprehended at the scene of the crime, while the one in the red hoodie, who was the one who pulled the trigger, was still at large. People had really nice things to say about Leroy. People also had things to say about how they needed more protection while working for MARTA.
Officials with that union are calling for change in light of the fatal shooting death of one of their own. We're told that driver had only been with MARTA for a few short months before taking his last breaths here at the Decatur MARTA station, where you can see there is a growing memorial in his honor. Just feet away from the site of a traumatic last drop-off.
Leroy had a big heart.
Family, friends, and co-workers of 47-year-old MARTA bus driver Leroy Ramos came together Sunday to honor his life.
We wanted to show the solidarity.
His name echoing through the bus station corridor, where MARTA police say a dispute over a $2.50 bus fare led a passenger to fatally shoot him.
They filmed, and all you heard was pop, 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 pop. It has to be more protection.
His wife, Monique Ramos, says they were high school sweethearts who'd recently gotten married, and he'd moved to Atlanta from New York shortly after, then taking the job with MARTA in October.
He was big on protecting his family and just people that needed it.
His 3 children now forced to grow up without their father. Police have so far arrested 2 of the juvenile suspects involved, while a 3rd is still at large. Britt Dunham's a former driver and current president of the Amalgamated Transit Union, tells Fox 5 they want to see MARTA advocate for stricter punishment of individuals seeking to harm its bus operators and security or police officers on routes deemed high risk.
Safety is priority 1, and we want to make sure that they put some type of action in place to protect these operators and passengers.
In response to a request for comment, the MARTA spokesperson said in part, quote, "Our frontline workers are the backbone of this organization, and MARTA leadership and police will continue working with ATU Local 732 to protect and support our operators to ensure they feel safe on the job and well-trained to react in escalating situations." And the family has started an online fundraiser to help with funeral costs.
The last suspect eventually gave in and surrendered to the police. Leroy was mourned by close family members. Our sincere condolences to the friends and families of Leroy Ramos. This was a man who was doing his job and providing for his family as he should, but some people who didn't want to do the right thing killed him for no reason. There is no justifiable reason for this action. We hope these people are brought to justice soon. We do hope his soul continue to rest in peace. Please stay safe out there, and we hope to see you guys in the next video.